to join the call today. My name is Caitlin Underwood, and I'll be your host today as I walk you through our reseller and referral program and show you a little bit about our application. Now, before we get started, I'd like to point out that you can use the chat feature at any time to ask me a question. So I believe it's located on the bottom left-hand side. And you can use that, and I will get to that. I will either address it right away or wait to the Q&A portion at the end of the webinar. We also will have a Qvinci member on standby that will address questions throughout the webinar as well. So we will make sure to get your questions answered. So again, today we'll be discussing the topics of reseller and referral programs. And let's go ahead and kick this off. So the first slide I'd like to call out some of our key clients and illustrate that we are an industry agnostic solution. So whether you are a franchise, a diocese, a non-for-profit, just a company with multiple LLCs, we support and can provide value at any industry level. As mentioned, we are an industry agnostic solution. So whether you're college hunks, login junk, or Firehouse subs, or different kind of entities, we are able to support you and offer you a value. I'd like to go over our agenda today. First, we will be discussing our referral program, what it entails, and how you can earn money starting today. Then we'll go into our reseller program and go into what that entails as well, and ways to earn money that way. Then we will go into a high-level overview of the solution, how it's navigated, some of the functions, the features, how the reporting works, a little bit about the security of the application, and show key features. And then we'll end with talking about how you will be able to position this to your clients and offer services around Qvinci, followed by a Q&A at the very end. So let's discuss the referral program. The referral program is for individuals who do not want to admin the account, but have a client or know someone that might be interested in utilizing Qvinci. They would go in, you would be able to refer these types of clients to Qvinci. Qvinci then would take the clients and reach out and be able to sell to them, and then once, if that is closed, then you would be able to benefit off of the sale, because you have referred them, because you have acknowledged the need that they would like to utilize Qvinci, and Qvinci would go in and step in and would work that process. At the bottom, you can notice that there's a link. This recording will be recorded and sent out so you can access these links, as well as you can visit our website at www.qvinci.com. Now, how do you earn referral fees? So every customer, every client that you refer to Qvinci and they purchase a license, an enterprise license subscription, you will be given $15 for each of those licenses purchased within the first 12 months of that referral. Referrals are paid quarterly, so if you were to sell a license in the first month, then you would receive your $15 or however many licenses you sold at the end of that quarter. It is by case-by-case basis, so if they are not interested in the enterprise license and would like to go with a different Qvinci SKU, then it will be a case-by-case basis. So you will be assigned a dedicated account executive over here at Qvinci, and we'd be able to work with you guys and get you guys paid out that way on a case-by-case basis. Now, for an example, on April 1st, you refer a client. Let's say this client syncs 20 new enterprise files in the month of April. And then in the next 3 months, either you have 3 different clients syncing 20 files, or if you have the same client that just wants to sync an additional 20 files. So at the end of that quarter, starting from July, you would be paid $900 because you would be referring 60 files at $15, which would be $900 at the end of the quarter. And then on that first in July. The 20 files that you sold, you would be paid out at the end of that quarter in October. So throughout all of those files sold, you will have earned a total of $1,200. An example that we like to call out is we discussed with one of the top pro advisors. She introduced a client to us at probably about a 20-minute conversation. After she introduced us, we were able to go in and sell them Qvinci. And I think for 20 minutes of her time for introducing a client, she received a check for $1,800. So an easy process for someone that might be a good fit for Qvinci, and just a warm transition handoff, and you will be on your way and a check in your bank. Now, how to qualify a lead for the referral program. This must be a net new client to Qvinci. So Qvinci cannot have already been in talk with them or be an existing prospect. This must be a net new. Now, you must be the first person in your company to refer the client. So if your a coworker says, I might be interested in sending this client, and you come in and position the same client, that would you would need to be the first person to send the client that way. All the referrals, once they go through, you will have submitted them through a portal that Qvinci will have sent you a dedicated URL. We will go in, qualify that lead that you have submitted, make sure it was a net new client, and let you know that, hey, this is great, this is good to go. We will go ahead and start working the account. And if, like I said, they decide to go with Qvinci, then you will be getting those incentives that we talked about on the previous slide. Now, how I mentioned before, it is the best interest to introduce the client or the referee to Qvinci, as it might be a smoother transition. And like I mentioned before, 20-minute call before, one of our pro advisors was given a check for $1,200. So easy, best practice way to send off clients our way. Now, the process to become a referral partner is simply very easy. You would go to our website at www.qvinci.com, go to our referral program page. On the right-hand side, there will be a few text boxes that you will just fill out with your name, email, basic information. From then, Qvinci will send you a referral agreement, and then you will send in your W-9. Once that's received, then we will give you the green light, and Qvinci will will send off some documents as well as the URL. That's your dedicated URL to start referring customers to your inbox. So everything will be done electronically. It's a seamless process. It doesn't take long, and then you can be on your way to start referring those clients our way. So like I mentioned before, we'll create a custom URL so no one can go in and take your URL. It is dedicated to you. So just go in, simply just click on the link, fill out the referee's information, submit it to us, and then we will begin to work that process. Now let's get into the Reseller program. So the Reseller program is tailored to those who would like to be an admin of the account. So let's say you want to admin the account. You don't want to have to keep sending files back and forth. You can invite an unlimited number of users. So in this case, you could invite your client to Qvinci, run reports for them, show them their dashboards, be able to give them access to their financials via Qvinci, and be able to work financials or have available services around Qvinci as the admin of the account. Another key call out at the bottom of the slide, there is that direct URL to the Reseller program page. Now, the benefits of the Reseller: you will get a 30% cost savings on all Qvinci products. And then you would get an additional 10 to 20% on all Qvinci delivered services. Now, you would be able to provide your own billable services around Qvinci, and I will give you a few examples of that as we go through the application a little bit later. We will give you a Qvinci Star Reseller badge so you can show on your website where clients will know that you are premium resellers of Qvinci. And then you will be able to have access to some marketing material that will be able to present Qvinci to your. Some other reseller benefits are you will be able to help set up a demo company inside your account. So as I show you today, we'll have a demo account that you can utilize, show Qvinci to clients. We also have an awesome support and technical team that you will be able to have access to, where you can call in and ask questions about the Qvinci application, and we will be able to assist with you right away, as well as assistance with sales and marketing, as I mentioned earlier, be able to provide collateral and a sales member like myself to help present opportunities to client and how they could benefit from Qvinci. You will each have a dedicated account executive for that reason. We also give you guys access to new features and products so you can understand what's coming out. So you would know if you were talking to a client, oh, I know in March of the next year, Qvinci is going to release what this client needs. So be able to have them in mind as you position Qvinci towards them. Now, the process to become a certified reseller is much like the referral. Again, go to Qvinci.com, then go to the reseller program page. Fill out the application, or fill out the few text boxes. We will send you the application. Fill it out, sign the agreement, and then again we will send you back documents once we receive that and you are good to go. Once you get the green light for the reseller program, you will attend a reseller webinar that is 45 minutes to an hour, and you will go through setting up, how to add companies, how to utilize Qvinci. As I mentioned earlier, you can use billable services around Qvinci for training purposes, and then you will be able to utilize Qvinci and then provide services on top of that. Also, you will be the admin of the account, so we will give you the appropriate materials to learn how to support your account, set up customers, set up clients, add clients, be able to run reports. So we will give you all that information. So we will have a support staff on hand in case you have questions along the way, but you will be responsible for managing your own account. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the application. All right, as we are into the Qvinci dashboard page, once you log into Qvinci, you will have access to view financials. So these widgets represent the financials you have of your clients. A key call out is it is a single login. So you will be logging in once to have access to all of your clients. So no more going in and opening up each QuickBooks, Xero, Excel documentation or file. You'll be able to log in once and utilize Qvinci to pull reports from one, many, or all your clients. Simply on the left-hand side of the screen, you will be able to toggle between your clients right here. Now, for today, we will be going through a multi-store franchise example. So think, I have a franchise client that has 37 different locations. Each of these names represent the 37 different locations. Now, Austin 1 might be running QuickBooks Pro. Boise might be running QuickBooks Premier. Boston might be running QuickBooks Online. But Branson might be running Xero, and Charlotte might be running Excel. It does not matter. We link and sync up with all of those disparate accounting solutions and pull financials into Qvinci. Now, the widgets that I showed you on the prior page represent widgets from all of these different 37 locations or entities. You would be able to simply uncheck this box and be able to pull as many entities as you would like, readjust, and the widgets will readjust towards those entities and show you the consolidated financials of the entities you select. Select one, many, or all. Now, each of these widgets, there's 11 you can choose from, you will have access to. You can rearrange as you would like and show clients what they need to see. Now, some clients may not know exactly what these widgets represent. What we like to recommend is dock a few on their dashboard and say, hey, this month, let's focus on AP aging. If you're in the green, you're good. If you have some red, we're going to need to work on it. So be able to use Qvinci to have them be interested in certain areas of the business and educate and train them. Now, you might have where this represents some red right here and there's some issues. Give them a call. Say, hey, let's pull up your Qvinci page. Let's talk about the AP aging and provide billable hours because you're helping them educate themselves about the business. You can display all these widgets as you represent, or you can just show what you would like to see. Again, Qvinci has an unlimited amount of users, so you would be able to invite your clients to view their own files. Each of these widgets, you will be able to hover over them and see the actuals. They also can be print and saved. Now let us go into the reporting feature. These are the reports that Qvinci offer: profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow, peer benchmarking, ranking, ratios, AR, AP aging, sales by customer, expense by vendor. Also, a key call out is this bottom disclaimer. With SARS 21, a lot of accountants have to put a disclaimer, and this will allow you to put any kind of information you need on the page. Now, let's go ahead and run a P&L report. Simply click Profit and Loss. I want to see my 5 locations that I have selected via this filter tab right here. I want to see these 5 locations on a monthly basis for the last let's do the last calendar year. Let's go ahead and build that report. Just like that, Qvinci has consolidated for 5 locations on a monthly basis for the last calendar year. So this could be for 5 locations. This could be for 25 locations. It doesn't matter. Qvinci simply does it that fast and consolidates it. So you would be able to hopefully have some time back in your day as you're not dealing with the tedious process of consolidation. It will all be done automatically for you. Each of these reports can be exported to PDF with that disclaimer if you would like it, exported to Excel. Also have the option to memorize and customize. For example, you would be able to add rows, add columns, add formulas that's beneficial to your client. So if you wanted to see a total of after January, February, March, think this way. You'd be able to add a column right here, put totals, and be able to add each of these. If you had, I just want to show my clients Ford sales and Nissan sales, you would be able to delete all these so they would just can focus on the different accounts you would like them to see. The customized report is a powerful tool, and you would be able to utilize it several ways. Now, each of these reports can be memorized. So once you select the reports you would like to run or customize the reports you would like to run, simply once you go back to the reporting tab, all of your memorized reports will be located on the right-hand side right here. So instead of going through clicking 3 times, simply just go in and click once. For I want to do the P&L by North region by last location, last 3 months. If that's a report you memorize, it will be docked right there, simply a 1 click, and you'd be able to view that report. Now, let's say you have a client that has multiple LLCs. They just want to see how they're doing overall. You could be able to run a report by location, select the date range you would like, and then build that report that way as well. So each of these can be different entities, different LLCs, different locations, different classes. Eventually you'll be able to pull it out where you can see each P&L side by side with a total at the far right end. Another great thing about Qvinci is, as bookkeepers, you're going in, and accountants, and working with their files. And you go in and you spend a lot of time and worried that the client may go in and tweak something. The great thing about Qvinci, it is a read-only application. So you won't have to worry about your clients going in and tinkering with any of the data. As well, we have a health check feature that scans the files to show any kind of anomalies. So it will point out where key errors are in the balance sheet and the P&L and show you where those errors are located, so you can go back into your QuickBooks file and fix those errors. Qvinci syncs the current year and the 2 previous years. So if someone adds something in a previous year, Qvinci would be able to recognize that as well. Now that is a high-level overview of Qvinci. Qvinci is a powerful tool and be able to offer more value in terms of benchmarking, ranking, ratios. And if you would like to be interested in, please reach out. I will show a contact information on the last screen, and you can reach out and you can schedule a more in-depth demo. All right. Again, if you go here, you can access, we have a demo Qvinci account on our main website, so you can go in and play with this information just like I did for our webinar today. So selected features with Qvinci are automated daily file consolidation. How we gather the files into Qvinci is by a couple of different ways, depending on the application you're using. If you are using a cloud-based application such as QBO or Xero, Qvinci will allow you to establish a connection to those applications and automatically do a one-time link and sync process where it would pull the summary financial layer over to Qvinci. So we will not be syncing any kind of fraud-sensitive information. No Social Security card numbers, no bank account numbers, no credit card numbers, nothing of that sort. Simply a summary financial layer. With QB Desktop, Pro Premier Enterprise, you will download a sync application. From then, once you do that initial link and sync, usually takes about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute. After the initial link and sync is established, once the QuickBooks file is open, the application will simply just sync in the background and pull the summary financial data over to Qvinci in the background. So won't have to worry about doing any kind of manual syncs unless you would like to sync an additional time. Qvinci for online applications syncs automatically at 2 a.m. Qvinci with desktop applications syncs once the file is open. So it's safe to assume if the file is not opened, there's no new data going into Qvinci, so Qvinci is up to date. As well as Qvinci, we allow you to input a standard chart of accounts. So let's say you have a franchise that has 10 different locations and they are not on a standard chart of accounts. One franchise might use lease, one might use rent. Qvinci will allow you to establish a standard chart of accounts, input that template into Qvinci where you can dynamically map to that standard. So you can view all of your franchise on a standard level, all of your entities on a standard level. Qvinci was awarded a patent earlier this year on that technology, so we're very proud of it. It's a very useful tool. Another service you can provide to your clients is to help create that standard chart of accounts and then utilize Qvinci to show it. As I mentioned earlier, we have ranking and benchmarking reports. So if you have a multi-entity client that would like to see benchmarking, you would be able to anonymously benchmark different locations to their peers. Now let's say you have a bunch of single entity clients, so they would not have anyone to benchmark. But if you represent an industry, for example plumbers, if you had 50 different plumber clients, you would be able to utilize Qvinci and put all those plumber clients into a company and be able to benchmark all of your plumber clients. So plumber 1 can say, how am I doing compared to the other plumbers that accountant X represents? You'd be able to utilize the benchmark feature that way. Finally, there's a limited number of logins, so you will not have to pay for logins. Invite your clients, invite your bookkeepers, accountants, invite anyone you would like, and you can give them the appropriate credentials to access what they need to see. So they are not backing into looking at someone else's financials. They're viewing exactly what they need to be, what you have established for them. How to pitch Qvinci. Qvinci, as you can see, is a powerful tool, and there will be many useful ways to use Qvinci. For example, that financial consolidation. Utilize Qvinci for that single login. So, for example, a franchisor logs in and sees the profitability of all its locations. We also have an intuitive interface and email alert system that allows you to view how your company is doing on a holistic level. For example, it can show you certain key accounts, what the lasting activity was. So when you wake up in the morning and enjoying your coffee and some cereal, you can pull up your emails and see how the company is performing at a summary level. We allow you to do that as well. Also, we provide non-financial filters. So for example, you can be able to run reports of certain regions, or if you are a real estate business and you want to see, I want to run reports just on my residentials, not on my commercials. You would be able to use certain properties or filters to run reports on that level of granularity. Finally, the peer benchmarking feature. Our benchmarking is based on that standard chart of accounts, as well as it is on the files. It is live information. It's not information that is out of date. It's something that's coming from your ecosystem at that time. So key features that will help clients utilize Qvinci. Again, the best client for referrals might be those multi-site businesses, so multiple LLCs. A client that would like to have different classes broken out to see the profitability of each class. That franchise example that has different franchises that wants to see the profitability of one, many, or all of its locations. Any business requiring consolidation or any industry that you specialize in that you'd like to put all of your clients into one company and utilize that peer benchmarking to offer industry benchmarking. There's different ways to utilize Qvinci, and as I mentioned on that first slide, it is an industry agnostic solution. So we support all different types of clients. Again, thank you for joining our webinar today. I will offer the floor up for questions. I see a few coming through at this minute. Also to call out is here is our website information. If you have any questions about the partner program, there's our email for that as well as that live app. So if you want to go in and show Qvinci to clients or just play with it on your free time, you can go in and access fictional financials and be able to run reports, customize reports, be able to see Qvinci. So with that being said, I will, if anyone has any questions, please utilize the chat question box, and I will make sure to get those answered. One question was, do you support different kinds of QuickBooks file? Yes, we support different kinds of QuickBooks. So whether you're on Pro, Premier, Enterprise, QuickBooks Online, Xero, MYOB, or Excel, we do support that. And we can even do it by classes or locations as well. So we sync disparate accounting applications. At this time, we do not do any job costing reports. We can put you on a list, so if that's a key feature that you would like to be interested in, we can update you on that. With an application like FreshBooks, Peachtree, Sage, what you would have to do is simply just export a P&L by month, year to date, and use our Excel upload template, and you can put it into Qvinci that way. It does not take much more time, but it does require an export out of those disparate accounting applications like FreshBook. But yes, you can use different kinds of Peachtree, Sage using the Excel upload tool. How often is information synced? Information can be synced many times depending on how you would like to utilize Qvinci. For example, for QuickBooks Online, it will sync automatically at 2 a.m. And if you would like to sync an additional time, you can prompt a sync once an hour on QuickBooks Online. With QuickBooks Desktop, products such as Pro, Premier, Enterprise, you would be able to sync once the file is open. It will do an automatic sync in the background, and you can prompt syncs as you go. If you have added additional information that you would like to see right away, you can prompt a sync using our Qvinci sync application. And again, there is no cost per user. You will get an unlimited number of logins. Simply use someone's emails, put in their credentials, and it will send them an email, invite them to Qvinci, and they can go in and view their information. That does not cost anything. The pricing per company is based on a file level. So for the price would be $14.95 per company. And then once you become a reseller, you will get a 30% cost savings on that. So pretty inexpensive solution that you can utilize other services and be able to make up right away. Referral, you would just be referring them and you would get a fee and would not have to have cost on your hand. A question just came in. Do I have to install anything to use Qvinci? It is a SaaS solution. If you are already on a cloud application such as QuickBooks Online Zero, you will not have to install anything. You will just establish a connection through the API, and it will sync your financials over that way. Qvinci is on the cloud, so you can access it anytime as long as you have a browser. And then for desktop, you will just have to download a sync application once, and then it will sync to Qvinci, and you can access your desktop files on the cloud utilizing Qvinci. So an easy way where you're not having to be at your desktop all the time pulling up your QuickBooks and looking at that, you can now view it in Qvinci anytime, anywhere, on any type of device that supports a browser. Question came in, if reporting is needed at the class or division level, is it priced per reporting entity? Yes. So if you would like to see that class broken out and see it separate and see a more granular view of it, it would be a license because the consolidation would be taking place at a class level. If you want to see how the file is ranked, it would pull the summary level, and that would be one fee. If you would like to break it down per class to see the profitability or certain accounts per class, it would be a separate license per class. Question came in, does this software have the capability of sending an email? At this time, it does not. If you, for example, create a report, you would not be able to send directly from Qvinci, but simply just save that PDF and send it that way. Or you could just go ahead and invite your client to Qvinci. They could just log in and view the report that way as well. But there's no direct send email from Qvinci. Qvinci does send emails on certain key items, for example, like a snapshot of the file. But if you run a report, it does not. You are not able to send an email directly from Qvinci. And your clients will have access to go in and create their own reports. So just because you're running reports, by giving clients access, they can go in and run their own reports as well. And because it's a read-only solution, you would not have to worry about clients going in and messing anything up in the source of truth, such as QuickBooks file or a Xero file. So yes, they can run their own reports. Clients can have access if you choose to give them access. They do not have to have access to their financials. It is at the admin's will. They don't have to have access to their QuickBooks file. For example, if you are the admin of the QuickBooks account and you still want to give them access to Qvinci, they will not have access to to QuickBooks. They'll just have access to the Qvinci application. So they do not have to have access to the main admin account of the QuickBooks file or Xero file, but you can then give them access to Qvinci so they can run reports that way. Do we have any more questions? Well, if additional questions come up, please utilize that email that we have put on the screen today, as we will be sending out this webinar to you. You can then reach out to Qvinci. Our phone number is 512-637-7337 at extension 312. That would be my extension. The general Qvinci line is 512-637-7337. Again, I thank you for your time, and please reach out. Thank you.